Thank you, George. My parents wanted me to make sure that we thank not only our good friend George Hurst, but the event co-chairs Ruth Mahoney, Michael Tucker, President Rodriguez, and the amazing staff at the university for organizing this fantastic event. My parents are heartbroken at being unable to attend this year as they so look forward to celebrating this prestigious honor with their good friends and co-honorees, and they will be truly touched to hear from how many people have come to me and said that they were looking so forward to seeing them. Again, they're just so sad that they can't be here. Like most lawyers, my dad loves his use of metaphors. He asked me to convey the following, quote, if you know my father, you know that I had to put the quote there for dramatic effect. In a manner of speaking, we are all runners in time. Each generation relays its experience forward, and we are all better for it. Our shared community values are at the core of what we pass on. Honors like the Citizen Laureate acknowledge those values by recognizing individuals to represent them going forward. It is in this spirit that Barbara and I embrace being selected for distinction as community laureates, one of the highest distinctions of our lives together. If you know my father, you also know that he continues. He continues by saying, at the moment, I am physically barely a slow stroller, much less a runner of any kind. But if benevolent providence, which thus far has brought me to this distinguished moment, permits, next year I will be better and proud to pass the baton this award represents, standing on two good legs in person with Barbara beside me. That's my dad. So my parents wanted me to be sure to acknowledge all the past honorees. Many of them they're very good, close friends, and to congratulate the other individuals being honored here tonight. My parents are equally honored to be recognized at the same event as their dear good friend, Dr. Karen Hitchcock, and Richard Kotlow, who could not be more deserving of their awards. My parents and I frequently talk about what's going on in the community as they still maintain incredibly close ties to Albany. When they learned of the passing of Morris Massery, they were devastated. The Massery family have been such good friends to the university and benevolent patrons of the community. Our family would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to convey our condolences to their family. As my parents and I talked the other night, much of what consisted about them reminiscing about the good old days and their 7-decade friendship with the Massery family, a common thread seemed to emerge to me. In Peter and Barbara and Morris and Esther's more youthful days, they understood that in order to build a vibrant community for not only their children, but the community they love so much, sacrifice was required. Not soul-bearing sacrifice, but a sacrifice of time, treasure, talent. It wasn't to be given to one organization like a single thread on a needle, but to as many as one could, much like the multiple threads that can bind a fabric together. For my parents, this fabric was and remains the community that welcomed them with open arms when they first came to Albany. As George said, their bio's in front of you, so I won't recite it to you, but just in brief, my father came to Albany after having served in the Army during World War II, joining at the tender age of 14. After graduating from Siena College, he went on to Albany Law School, where he graduated in 1954. He was only the second black in the history of Albany Law School at that time to graduate, the first since the Reconstruction era. But almost as importantly, he went into private practice where he hired a stunning young secretary. You know where this is going, right? Named Barbara Jean Singleton. He promptly fired her. No, he really did. Were he here, he would acknowledge that critical mistake because her secretarial skills were decidedly better than her cooking. That's my dad, I didn't say that. My parents' success together was far greater than they could have achieved separately. These two soulmates embody the idea that marriage is teamwork, supporting each other in their careers and philanthropic endeavors. My father is a renowned civil rights attorney, having served in Governor Rockefeller's administration and on numerous not-for-profit boards and commissions. My mother's abiding interest is in education, like that of her mother, who taught in a segregated school for more than 40 years. My mother served on the board of Sage Colleges, St. Peter's Hospital, but at the top of her list would be Two Together Inc., providing tutoring and assisting underachievers in South Albany, co-founding the Albany Leadership Charter High School for Girls, and her service for more than 40 years with the MC Lawton Civic and Cultural Club, which for many years was the sole African-American voice in the community. Their areas of interest have always been wide and diverse, but with a singular focus. How can they, two soulmates brought together by time and place, give back and strengthen the community that has collectively given them so much? It's in this respect that our family is so honored they are being recognized for a lifetime of service. My parents are far too humble to say it, but I will. As two individuals with over 40 decades of immutable desire to strengthen the fabric of our community through their contributions, Barbara and Peter Pryor embody the values of the University at Albany Citizen Laureate Award. And on behalf of my parents, I humbly accept this award and honor. Thank you.